Welcome to day 14 of your acceleration training. Yesterday was out with the old, today is in with the new. When I started to go down this path of personal development and figuring out who it was that I was and what it was that I ultimately wanted, one of the things that my wife and I did is we went to a Tony Robbins event. Now, Tony Robbins is probably the best known motivational speaker in the entire world. And this event was in Los Angeles. I remember driving there kind of full of anxiety and excitement, not really know what was happening. Well, after the first day, one of the things that they invited and challenged everyone to do was something called a fire walk. And so a fire walk was literally 25 feet of walking along coals, burned coals that were still hot. The whole purpose of it was for your mind to understand that it was stronger than the excuses or the physical representation of pain. And so I remember standing in line, we took off our socks, we took off our shoes, and we walked across these coals, these burning coals. Now, I didn't actually get any blisters, which I was really surprised about, but it had a second purpose, right? And it was an understanding of what it is that fire does. If you think about the most precious metals in the world, how is it that they get more valuable? Well, they get more valuable by being purified. So think about gold, for example. How does gold get purified? It gets purified in a fire. And in not a fire from your stove, but a burning, raging fire purifies the gold and ultimately makes it more valuable. And it's the same thing with you. You have to get rid of all the impurities. You have to get rid of all of the old, all of the gunk, all of the muck, all the things that have been holding you back in order to step into the new. So what is it that's been holding you back? Is it anger? Is it blame? Is it guilt? Is it shame? Ultimately, overwhelm, anxiety? What are these things that have been holding you back? And if you're able to look and move past these things that have been holding you back, now you can start to look at the reality of what's ultimately possible inside of your life. If you weren't dealing with these negative emotions and these guilt and shame, we like to call it shilt, right? Guilt and shame and guilt, shilt. If you didn't have to deal with that, what would your life be like? Ultimately, what would be possible if that pain wasn't there anymore? What mental shift would you have? How would you wake up in the morning excited, jumping out of bed, ready to go? You see, I learned something a long time ago. It's not actions that lead to results. It's belief that leads to actions that lead to results. If you believe you can have a more passionate, intimate relationship, you will take the actions necessary to get that. If you believe that you will make more money, you will take the actions necessary to get that. Everything is around your belief, this mental shift, right? So you have to get rid of these old beliefs and replace them with new ones. Instead of understanding that your pain was your weakness, what if your pain was your power? What if your pain was your access to getting what it was that you wanted? Instead of not being good enough, you see the strength inside of that. You see the opportunity inside of that. Hey, you know what? Right now, I'm not really good at sales, but that's a great opportunity for me to learn sales, because where am I going to be when I actually become an expert in sales? And so today is about letting go of the past. Today is about burning the past. It's about understanding that there's certain things that you've told yourself and that others have told you that have been holding you back. So today's assignment is called Burn the Past. So what I want you to do has a couple of steps in it. Number one, I want you to take that piece of paper that you had that had the list of everything that people saw that was holding you back, right? The pain that they saw in you. And next to them, I want you to write the opposite. So if someone saw anger, I want you to write happiness. If someone saw sadness, I want you to write joyfulness, the opposite of what it was that someone saw in you. And then you're going to record a video where you read off all the negative, all the pain that someone saw in you, and then you're going to list off all the positive. But you're going to list off each of the positive things by saying, I am powerful, I am strong, I am happy, I am courageous, all of these different things. And then you're going to declare that the past has no power over you anymore, and you're going to burn it. And I don't care if you use a lighter, I don't care if you throw it into the fire, I don't care if you torch it. But ultimately, you're going to burn that piece of paper that had all the labels that have been holding you back. That is today's assignment. Now you know what time it is. It's time to get after it. 3, 2, 1, off you go.